Long ago, hidden between green hills and endless mustard fields, there was a tiny village called Moon Village. The village was peaceful. Children laughed, farmers sang while working, birds filled the sky every morning. But in the center of the village stood an ancient stone bell. The strange thing was, no one had ever heard it ring, not even the oldest villager. People believed the bell would ring only for someone truly worthy. Every child dreamed of hearing it one day. Among them was a curious 10-year-old boy named Arjun. Unlike everyone else, Arjun didn't want treasure or fame. He simply wanted to know. Why was the bell silent? One bright morning, Arjun climbed the old temple hill where the bell stood. He touched its cold stone surface. Nothing happened. He pulled the thick rope. Still nothing. Confused, he sat nearby. Just then, an old traveler appeared carrying a wooden walking stick. He smiled gently. "The bell doesn't answer force. It answers understanding." Before Arjun could ask another question, the traveler disappeared into the morning mist. Days passed. Arjun watched everything around him carefully. He noticed birds always flew in the same direction before sunrise. He noticed butterflies gathered near one particular flower. He noticed the wind always changed after sunset. The village seemed full of tiny secrets. One evening, while following a group of white butterflies, Arjun discovered a narrow stone path hidden beneath tall grass. Nobody had ever noticed it before. The path led deep into the forest. At the end stood an enormous circle of ancient stones. In the middle lay a cracked mirror made of shining silver. When Arjun looked into it, he didn't see his face. Instead, he saw the village exactly 100 years ago. People wearing old clothes, bullock carts, clay houses, children playing traditional games. Suddenly, a deep voice echoed from nowhere. The bell remembers every generation. It waits for someone who understands the past before dreaming about the future. The vision disappeared. Arjun carefully returned home. The next morning, he visited every elder in the village. Instead of asking about treasure, he asked about old stories. Grandmothers told forgotten legends. Grandfathers described ancient festivals. Old farmers explained how stars guided their crops. Arjun wrote every story inside a small notebook. Weeks later, he had collected dozens of village memories. One evening, he climbed the temple hill again. The silent bell stood waiting. Arjun gently placed the notebook beneath it. "I don't want to own the village's history. I only want it to be remembered." The wind suddenly became still. Birds stopped singing. The entire village fell silent. Then, for the first time in hundreds of years, the great stone bell rang. Dong! 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 Its beautiful sound echoed across the hills. People rushed outside their homes in amazement. Children laughed with excitement. Even the animals stood quietly listening. The village elder smiled with tears in his eyes. "The bell has chosen. It rings only for those who value wisdom over rewards." From that day onward, the villagers began recording their traditions. Children learned old songs. Families celebrated forgotten festivals. The village's stories were never lost again. Years later, travelers visited Moon Village. They always asked, "Can we hear the magical bell?" The villagers smiled. The bell only rings when someone protects knowledge instead of chasing riches. And although many people tried, the bell remained silent once again, because its secret could never be forced. It had to be earned. Moral: the greatest treasure is not gold. It's the wisdom, history, and memories we choose to preserve.